Ladies and gentlemen, in this Red Gaming Telecom video, we have rumours concerning a new Resident Evil title known as Enhanced Veronica. And it would appear that it's going to be announced at E3, at least according to the rumours. I've done this in an article as well, if you so wish, because it's got a couple of links in it. But basically, suffice to say, Capcom, we know, are working on a Resident Evil. And details have been really sketchy. At the start of this month, NeoGAF reported that we were going to be seeing a Revelations type of game. There were going to be 3 returning characters from the series, 1 male, 2 female, and apparently 2 of these characters had not been in a title in over a decade. Now, the latest news, however, is pointing to a new Resident Evil, not a numbered title, which is what we kind of heard anyway, and this is known as Resident Evil Enhanced Veronica. Now, this was spotted by folks over at Capcom Unity, the forums, and they'd noticed that the official Resident Evil website had a part on it known as Enhanced Veronica. So for those of you who do not or aren't too familiar, haven't played or aren't too familiar with Code Veronica, it started life on the Sega Dreamcast and then was eventually ported over to PlayStation 2. There were a few changes made, but suffice to say it was pretty much very similar. Now, originally you would control Claire for much of the game, but then at certain points you switch back to Chris. So Chris, for example, will go to a... actually, I'm not going to tell you certain areas in case you haven't played it. I don't want to give you spoilers, but you'll go to certain areas that Claire's visited because you're basically trying to find her. So immediately this leaves 2 possibilities. The first is, well, it's a remake. So better graphics, better gameplay, looks shinier, plays a bit better, and it could be released on, say, the PS3 or PS4. There's been no indication. In other words, next generation onwards. On the other hand, there's a possibility that this is a completely new game in the Veronica mini franchise, if you will. Now, the reason I'm thinking this is a possibility is because otherwise I would have thought they would have called it Code Veronica Remake, which is of course the term for Resident Evil Remake. Resident Evil Remake of course appeared on the GameCube, which by the way is a fantastic version of the title. Now, from what I understand from the trivia of Resident Evil, back when Resident Evil 3 and CV, Code Veronica, were being created, Capcom had apparently a deal with Sony that they had to release 1 more numbered title exclusively for the PlayStation. So they did. They released Resident Evil 3. However, as far as Capcom were concerned internally, this is what the rumours goes, that it was actually a spin-off. The main storyline actually continued with Resident Evil Code Veronica. So in this respect, the numbered version of the game was technically kind of like a side quest and showing alternatives and that type of thing. But the actual Code Veronica was the actual thing that progressed the storyline. And the PlayStation 2 version of the game actually had additional cutscenes where you actually saw Wesker, and it explained some of the things that he was doing in between the times that you didn't see him from like the earlier Resident Evils up until, like, for example, Resident Evil 5. Now, once again, I'm not saying that this is confirmed, but, well, let's hope that we have some information on this, shall we, very soon. Because Code Veronica, honestly, as I've mentioned previously in even my Resident Evil Let's Play walkthrough thing that I'm doing for Resident Evil 4, I actually say that Code Veronica is probably my favourite to second favourite Resident Evil title ever. I think that it had pretty much a perfect mixture of the story gameplay elements. The puzzles were excellent, the setting was fantastic, the characters, the bad guys, everything really worked for it. And that's just about it for this particular video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Take care and bye for now.